Now, how would we define that who will be the approval, who will be the approval list in that approval list? So for that, we go in the system
Okay.
and we define who will be our person who will have approval access. So for that, I assign that approval role to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
uh, so I'll just go right. So you will see under system administration, you will
Yes.
find approval
Oh,
process and roles.
okay. Okay.
Yeah. So I go directly to reference from this, I go to this. So first of all, we have to define this process, the approval process. How would you actually uh, create the process or define the process? Okay. So what is this? Let's go and see that. I'll click on search. You understand the background, right? Why we need it? And when you created your item, you must have seen it. Otherwise, when you now create, you will see the level of approval.
Mm-hmm.
So I have created, see, these many levels of approval, say
Okay.
one, two, three. Let's go and
Okay.
see one of them. I click on this, edit. Yeah. So it says level on app for approval for September, whatever name. And this is public. This is not very assigned to somebody. What are the steps?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I define it supervisor level. Who are the
Mm.
people who will be approving it? This is your supervisor level. Only one step.
Okay.
If I want to add another, I will say two and step name. I will just write it something like uh, see matrix manager.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, you should have somebody as matrix manager in the system. Manager, I understand. I have manager all the right all the time. But if I am maintaining anything else like excuse me, if I'm maintaining anything like matrix manager or maybe HRBP,
Mm-hmm.
right? Sometimes these people are also responsible in order to approve our request.
Correct.
So for that, we have to maintain it. Now, if I enroll into a an item, and if
Yes.
this approval process is assigned to that item,
Mm-hmm.
this will go for two level of approvals.
Okay.
Clear?
Yes.
Now you will see one more thing that is called approval role. I mean role with
Okay.
approval process. Why that? As I said, who will receive it? You can name it anything, but system understands or recognize something else. Like here in this case, system recognize like supervisor level one. Who will be the approver? The supervisor in the level one. That we define from approval role.
Mm,
Whatever
okay.
role you assign to a process, automatically that will be assigned. So there are two things. First, the moment I hire you, at the time of hiring you, I
Yes.
assign you a manager. I assign you
Oh,
HRBP, all these things, right?
sorry. Yes. Oh,
Manage.
okay.
So
Mm-hmm.
these things, these information will flow from the system itself to LMS,
Oh, got it.
whichever we
Okay.
have integrated.
Oh, okay.
So you are my manager in the system. The moment I hire you in Employee Central or the project, you will be updated as my manager in LMS as well, right?
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Now, once
Yes.
you are updated, your data is updated in this. Now, if I create any item, okay, and I said, who will be the approver? The first level person, or which is called as supervisor. Now,
Mm-hmm.
because you are maintained as supervisor in my system, in my
Mm-hmm.
information,
Mm-hmm.
the data will flow to you, or the approval will flow to
Oh,
you.
okay.
Clear?
Yep.
Perfect. Now, as I said, there is another thing which is called as approval rule.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go and see that also.
Correct.
Now,
Wow.
whatever approval I have assigned here, based on that process, our approval will be flowing. Like if in
Oh,
our
right.
second level supervisor, I said, so
Mm-hmm.
second level supervisor can be who? The metrics manager, maybe
Yep. Mm.
a manager above my manager, maybe, right?
Yep. Yes.
So I have to define that in our process, in the
Oh, okay,
approval
okay.
process. The moment
Okay.
I assign this here,
Mm-hmm.
automatically it will start flowing or accepting the approval process.
Okay.
Whoever is
Mm.
maintained in this approval process will automatically start receiving your request.
Okay.
Now, the other thing I was talking about,
The
reference,
rule, right? Yeah.
approval role,
Mm-hmm.
very important role as well. If you, I have created your data in the system, I will assign this role to you
Mm-hmm.
or anybody else, like two level admin. I created two level admin, and I'll say which this role should be assigned to this particular process. I started it and I create, sorry, let me create, show you one. I give it a role name. And I go to any, where is admin? Okay, you go to any process. Here, what you do, you assign the role IDs as well. Can you see the role ID? I said this process is there, and here who will be the person? I assign one rule that I had created, correct? This is the role I created. I said add, and who this will be assigned to.
Got it.
Now,
Thank
coming
you.
to the very important part, that is connector. Although, as I said, you will not be asked to create it, you will not be asked to maintain it, but you should have idea around it, how it
Mm-hmm.
works. Now, the complexity of connector, you will realize how. I'll show you a document that uh, I mean, found it for you, but
Okay.
it is very important. These are step-by-step things for connector.
Mm-hmm.
Very
Mm-hmm.
detailed document. Now, first of all, we start with provisioning. So you will have to see, because in order to make changes, you have to make changes in the provisioning itself, especially
Oh,
in order
okay.
to work on the connector. So if I click on provisioning, it shows that all you have to do. So you will go and manage schedule. So do we do in provisioning? Through connector, we say that every time there is an update on your system, on your data, like you have an access in the system, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Now, every time somebody is changing any data in your personal information or employment detail, that
Mm-hmm.
should get updated in LMS as well.
Correct. Yes.
That means there is a background data that is running from the background, which
Mm,
updates everyone's information,
okay.
correct? So what
Yes.
we will do, we will go to manage schedule job and we will set this up
Oh.
just like that. Don't have to do anything else. You just have to follow it. I go back on the top and I start from the. So what are the connectors in LMS and what do you use? What? Although I'll show you a few things in the system also.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry
Mm-hmm.
about it. Different kind of LMS, physics and all. This is very important. You should know the workbooks. So connector workbook provide all the necessary details. Where can I find that? Yeah, connector workbooks I will partner
Oh.
these things. So you will be able to see in the system, and I'll show
Okay.
you few of the settings that we do from
Okay.
the backend. Okay,
Thank you.
just give me a second. Just a second. Somebody is at the door. Okay, so this is a full-fledged document. So this is what we do. So I'll show you some of the basic settings that we do in order to utilize our connector, and then of course we will have our data. So here we go, and in this you see this different connector types of LMS. So it will explain you why we need, like one of the
Mm-hmm.
connector is like item connector.
Mm-hmm.
Is that or let's say learning history connector. What does this
Mm-hmm.
provide? It records item based completion of existing user completion of existing item records. Both the user and the item record must exist within the system. So you're getting me right. If I have completed any item even outside, let's say we are
Okay.
moving to SuccessFactor LMS, and I have done some trainings in the Oracle. Maybe I was using Oracle before. I
Mm-hmm.
will be able to fetch and download all the information from that connector to this LMS. So here it is given that how you work on the LMS connector. So you go to system admin,
Mm-hmm.
configuration and system configuration part. So let's go there. I go to top connectors
Okay.
and
Oh.
connector settings. This is for the uh, connector settings that we have to do. Hold on,
Oh.
where is that gone? I've changed this a bit. Connector.
Wow. There's so many connectors.
So many connectors. Yes, yes. That's not the one. Few things are not there in this system. That's the problem. Okay, no problem. We have few things. Users. Okay, that's okay. Let me see. Yeah. So we go. You go to system connectors and connectors. You
Configuration. You don't see system configuration, right?
system configuration. Yeah. You don't see that, but system administration. I'm sure you go So can you see the list? So if you
Okay.
initially I showed you
Oh.
that you can go to the BizX and make some changes if you want to, like if I
Mm.
have to. So I will say very first thing you have to do, enable should be true. Means
Oh, okay,
you are
okay.
using
Yeah.
the LMS. Okay, LMS should be true, and you have to provide your company's details. So now, just like that, you go to system configuration
Okay.
and you have to go to where is that connectors? Here you have to define few things. Like very first thing, where is that gone? Yes, yeah. So you have to tell the system how
Mm-hmm.
the system will behave. I mean, the connector will behave or how this connector will run. So for
Oh.
that, we have to update all these settings. So for that, of course, as you see, go to connector and common connector contains this common connecting settings. You go to
Oh. Okay.
common
Oh,
connector
common
settings.
sense. Okay.
How the input full file should work, all these details. So
Wow.
step by step you follow and you say the connector dot input dot file processing mode should be position. It should be based on the position it should run.
Mm.
Upload for integrated connectors. Feed upload is default upload directory means the
Mm-hmm.
moment I upload it, all the data will be updated there.
Oh, okay.
The tenant name should be updated. So in this case, let's say we have support or 02, whatever we saw. Your company might be called as your company's ID. Yeah,
Mhm.
whatever elements they are using. Just like that, you will see everything. How it works. So how the connectors work? It happens what? HRIS system.
Mhm.
What is HRIS system? Whatever system you are using right now.
Okay.
It can be SuccessFactors, Employee Central, Oracle, Workday, anything that you are using right
Mhm.
now. What happens? It sends the information to BizX employee data import. BizX is what? Whatever system you are going to use
Okay.
or you were using before that. This BizX employee data import is converted into FTP, which is file transfer protocol. So this is a place wherein you save all the information in the provisioning. You define it, and
Oh,
then
okay.
all the details are propagated to LMS connector, and LMS connector actually finds it and updates it in the LMS.
Mm, okay.
This is how it works. There is a job that's scheduled in the provisioning. If you remember in the very beginning, I showed you in the manage schedule, we schedule a job, quick job, we start it, schedule a connector, connector picks up the
Mhm,
file,
mhm.
processes the file, and archive and update that in the
Oh,
LMS itself. So this is the background information or background story that runs in order to update any information or data. Export specific user from BizX to LMS. Let's say we have thousands of employees. We already
okay.
shared all the details, but there is one
Yes.
employee for whom we want to do some specific data, like mostly for MD or high level executive people.
Okay.
We
Yep.
generally do these make changes in the system. So what are the role permission that we will assign? As I just explained you, all these things you have to troubleshoot. Okay.
Mm.
This is very important. Transformation rule means how you want to send the LMS details to SuccessFactors.
Oh,
If
okay.
there are rule like I said, for an example, if I hire somebody in Singapore time zone,
Okay.
automatically Singapore location, automatically his or her location time zone should be changed to Singapore time zone.
Right.
First, second, all the mandatory trainings which are attached to this location will be assigned to you. So
Okay.
we
Got
do
it.
all these settings
Mhm.
in the system itself.
Oh, okay. Got it.
See, especially helps with your address mismatch like location and all. One
Mhm.
example, out of box configuration coming and English.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. Oh, help to address mismatch. Oh,
Correct.
okay.
So
Alright,
this
thank you.
is one that is very important, but this will take little time.